Does your personality affect your exercise, your physical activity? Do extroverts exercise differently than introverts? We're going to look at all this today. In fact, yeah, there was a study. It just changed the agenda for this week again, but I just had to dig into it. So let's take a look. I have just want to make sure I have the right slides pulled up. There we go. Now I can share that. All righty. So, how personality traits influence physical activity? I'm Dr. Lisa Singletary, and you are so welcome today. I'm so glad you're here. So, I love healthline.com. I do. And I found this article called Matching Your Workouts to Your Personality Could Help You Enjoy Exercise. And I dug into the article a little bit, and Healthline, it's a research backed article. But what I wanted to do is find the original research. And sure enough, Frontiers in Psychology published this study last week, the 8th of July. And it says that personality traits can predict which exercise intensities we enjoy the most and the magnitude of stress reduction experienced following a training program. I just thought that I had to dig into this. What are they talking about? What are they saying? So they looked at personality and they compared the personality to your physical fitness at baseline. So before they even started the study, how much during the study they enjoyed the intensity of activity. So they gave some people really chill activities, just stretching a little, and some people they put on in more intense programs. And they also looked at how many people were engaged or which personality types were more likely to be engaged in an exercise program. They did a study over 8 weeks. They matched people, they randomized them. So it was a pretty good study design. One of the downfalls of the study design is that self-reporting was required. And interestingly enough, there were one actually personality in particular that didn't like filling in the quizzes throughout the study. It was very interesting. But they brought the people in at the beginning of 8 weeks and then at the end of 8 weeks and did all kinds of testing on them, um, testing their exercise capacity, etc. Now, the study size, it was a relatively small study. They put an ad in the paper and they invited people to come, and you might see these ads from time to time. 234 were interested. They were looking for college students they looked for, or they had people employed in all kinds of jobs. So it was a mix. But they tested people before they could even enter the study. And of the 234 that were interested, only 132 qualified and only 86 completed the study. But they probably saved the lives of thousands of mice by doing this. So, so we like to see we like review studies, we like large population samples and things like that, but you have to start somewhere. So I thought, since this study was designed so well, and they only gave two options for the exercise. It was either, like I said, this gentle stretching program that they really didn't monitor too much, or like a home gym circuit. So it didn't require going into a gym for these people, which was really good for one of the personality types. So why does this matter? Now more than ever, there is a crisis in movement. Physical inactivity is now one of the top global risk factors for chronic disease like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and some cancers. And in the United States, it says only 1 in 4. It's less than 1 in 4. It's like 22 something percent meet the minimum physical activity guidelines, which according to the WHO is 150 hours per week, I think. Okay, where did that number come from? Does that make, maybe it's per month? Does that make sense? That doesn't make sense. So it must be per month. I'll figure out that number. I almost pulled up that article to show you, but here's the thing. The WHO statistics and this estimate that only 1 in 4 adults meet the minimum criteria, this was pre-COVID data. I think the statistics were from 2018 or before. So I was really wondering how the statistics changed after COVID, and they're still calculating that. But when you look even at the dismal less than 25% meeting the minimum guidelines, must be 150 minutes per week. That makes more sense, right? Okay. Among women over 40, this number drops even lower, although this is when women over 40 need to be exercising the most for energy, bone strength, metabolic health, mental health. So this is really an important topic to explore. So why, when we know all this, is it still so hard to get moving and stay moving? Here's the hypothesis that the real barrier isn't knowledge, because we know this stuff, it's motivation. So we know movement is good for us, but life gets in the way. Motivation fades, the habits go by the wayside, and well, maybe we've been thinking about this in the wrong way. So we're going to explore today how your personality traits, not your willpower, could hold the secrets to consistent, enjoyable movement that lasts. So there's something called the Big Five in personality. And if you Google the Big Five, you'll see there's a lot of information about the 5 major personality traits that shape how we think, feel, and act. And we're going to find out today how we approach exercise and wellness habits. And the 5 are, and you'll see them worded a different way sometimes, but this is called the ocean wording. So O for openness, C, conscientiousness, E, extraversion, A, agreeableness, and N, neuroticism. Now, some wordings called neuroticism emotional instability. So, but you can, the words aren't really, the words give you clues. So openness, you're curious, you're creative, you enjoy variety. Conscientious, you're organized, disciplined, and goal-oriented. Extroverted, you're outgoing, energized by social interaction. Gym rats, holla out. Agreeableness, you're cooperative, compassionate, and team-minded. And neuroticism, or emotional instability, you're sensitive to stress and emotionally reactive. Curiously enough, while number 5 seems well, generally on its own, I'll put it that way. On its own, number 5 is on the negative side. But when you combine neuroticism with conscientiousness, for instance, like when you have different of these traits working at the same time, that gives you a whole nother um, layer of understanding of exercise preference. So these traits influence everything from the types of movement we enjoy to whether we stick with it when life gets chaotic, and knowing your dominant traits, the top 1 or 2, can help you create a fitness habit that actually fits you. So let's get to the secrets. Secret number 1, your personality predicts your exercise pattern. So what were the key influencing correlations that we found in the study? Well, extroverts were more likely to enjoy the high intensity parts of the exercise. So let's say they gave them a treadmill routine. They'd start with, let's say, 5 minutes of a warm up, and then, 20 minutes in heart rate zone 2, but then they did like 5 minutes at high intensity, and then back down to the heart rate zone 2. And, it was a really proscripted exercise regimen. And then people were they answered a questionnaire about how much they enjoyed it. So extroverts were more likely to like that high intensity. Conscientiousness, that was correlated more with habit formation and consistency. So even when the weather's cold outside, they would get that workout in. And that makes sense, doesn't it? This was interesting. Neuroticism, or the emotional instability score, was associated with lower physical activity levels because of stress and self-doubt. So the mental factors played a huge part. Also, when you dig into the study, they were more likely to prefer working out alone, or working out when no one else is watching. And I think that's one reason why this group didn't like filling out the questionnaires in between the lab visits. So just, found that interesting. All right, so what's the action step for secret number 1? There is a big 5 personality test. So you can find out what is your top trait, or what are your top 2 traits, and how they might be influencing your movement habits. And it's at this site called, if you Google Big 5 or Big 5 test, you'll see dozens of them. This was one of the top sites on page 1. I looked into the About Us, and, I just said, okay, this is a good one to share. So when you go to truity.com, this is what their homepage looks like. And you can see they have personality tests, they have tests for business, they have, you can get your love style, your, what is it, Myers-Briggs test, they have the DISC test. So if you want to dig into your personality, maybe get some insights into why you react to certain things certain way, or certain ways, or why you form habits or avoid habits in certain ways, maybe you can get a little bit of insight here. All right, secret number 2. Movement isn't one size fits all, and neither is motivation. Different personality profiles thrive with different types of exercise, and that's what we want to find out, don't we? Exercise intensity levels and social environments. So extroverts may prefer group classes, team sports, or music-based workouts. And I have to tell you, the star of the show is going to be Coach Judy. There she is in the white teaching this class of um, kids in, I think she was in South Africa, I think. And introverts, on the other hand, may prefer walking, solo yoga, or working out in nature. And that's Coach Judy doing her thing. And folks that are conscientious in personality type may benefit from structured routines and fitness tracking. Ding, 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 ding. So we've talked about the power of tracking. So important. So, hey Judy, action step. Choose one movement type this week that aligns with your personality, whether it's dance, hiking, home circuit, Pilates, rebounding. And the pro tip is to schedule your exercise. Make it an, a dedicated part of your planner and your day. Carve it out. I'm going back to the action step. Because here's the question. How are you going to figure this out, right? We got to figure out your personality. Well, you go to the quiz on the previous page, or stay tuned. So, secret number 3, this was so important. Personality plus physical activity gives you a mental health boost. So, when you're doing an activity that you like, that fits you, then not only are you more likely to stick with the habit, but you're more likely to enjoy it more and relieve stress. So exercise is not only shaped by personality, it shapes personality. Over time, regular movement has been shown to reduce emotional instability, increase emotional stability, strengthen self-discipline and perseverance, and enhance overall well-being. And let's just say Coach Judy is a badass. We that went without saying, but I have to say it. Love you, Coach. So action step, track. Ding, 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 ding. Tracking, tracking, tracking. Track your mood and your energy before and after your workouts for 1 week. And note any changes in your motivation, your stress, your confidence. Before you have to go on stage, maybe do a little stretch and get that energy up. So we're going to see how you find that this motion helps you in your mental state. Bonus secret number 1, behavior change gets easier when you personalize the process. When you tailor your movement approach to fit your psychological wiring, you reduce resistance and unlock long-term sustainability. So self-awareness reduces guilt. So you won't have to say, if I woulda, shoulda, have all the excuses, because you're tailoring it to something that you're wired for. Personalized movement increases enjoyment and intrinsic motivation. Oh, yeah. You become more likely to stick with the plan because it actually fits you. So, what's the action step? Go, Coach Judy. Use a habit personality match guide. Wait, I got to say it again. Use a habit, I should have put a hyphen there, habit to personality match guide or an app coming soon to identify your movement archetype and to use it to build a wellness plan that you actually love. And I say coming soon. So this is the app I'm working on. So real soon. It's called Workout Vibes. So we want you to move how you're wired. And what happens when you get started gives you a little bit of a quiz. So to help personalize your workout, what's your vibe today? So are you high energy? And this is another thing, right? This takes in account that sometimes you feel different, like you have up days, down days. So you're not locked in to one label of what your personality type is. It's like, okay, how are you feeling today? And what is your energy level? You low energy, medium, high? Like if your energy level is high, then you might not want to just stretch, right? You might want to feel like getting that blood flowing. And the third question is how much time do you have? Well, ding 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 ding. The future is now. The app is ready. Um, so you can get the Workout Vibes app at drlisasingletary.online/workout dash or hyphen vibes, or scan this QR code and start taking the quiz today. And you'll be able to do it anytime to get ideas of the perfect workout that matches your personality, the energy you have, and the time that you have for the workout at that moment. Yay! All right, so, woo, I think we covered a lot, right? But let me dig a little deeper into my introduction. I'm Dr. Lisa Singletary, the 100-pound weight loss specialist, because as someone who's personally lost over 150 pounds, I have, um, in addition to my medical knowledge, have figured out ways to help other people do the same, even if you don't have to lose 100 or 150. That last stubborn 10 or 20 or 30 pounds, we can help with that too. And what we do is the framework that I have created is the 5 M's of total transformation: mindset, macronutrients, micronutrients, motion, and measurement. And this collection of 5 M's helps to empower you from the inside out. I am known as a 100-pound weight loss specialist. I am a retired family physician. I have a master's degree in public health, which is why I love the study, digging into the study so much when I took biostatistics and studied research design and all that. Um, but I'm also privileged to be a certified holistic health coach. I'm passionate about empowering transformation, and I love helping others to achieve their health goals. Now, what do you think? Did this exercise fit my personality? Absolutely. In 2006, I was very heavy, but I had the gift of movement and I had the gift of ballroom dancing. And it made a huge difference in my life. However, a couple of years later, I gave up my medical practice, I gave up ballroom dancing, and I went home to take care of my parents, which I was their primary caretaker for about 8 years. And when they both transitioned, I needed my father's wheelchair just to get around the house. I was in a very bad way and I needed a miracle. Now, we don't talk about miracles in health and wellness, but this is also my disclaimer side. So, disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. I'm not promising miracles. This is not a medical consultation. This is not a second opinion. I'm not diagnosing, treating, healing, curing, preventing any diseases. But I definitely needed personally in my life a miracle. And I can show you what happened because when I turned 60, I tracked my weight through the years and I saw a very disturbing pattern of just the trajectory of my weight. And then I saw how the pattern was broken and I was put on a whole different, healthier trajectory. And that happened when I learned how to go from the picture on the left to the picture on the right and to the picture that I'm still on the journey today. So bonus secret number 2 is the blueprint to deeply nourish your body, your cells, your body cells, and your so important, your microbiome cells. And I have a framework that I use when I'm talking with patients about clients, customers about their nutrition. And I always look at this 5-step framework, the 5 steps to nutritional completeness. Step number 1, avoid the bad foods. Step number 2, and listen, I can't tell you how much difference you can make in your life just by step number 1. So let's, don't have any illusions when we are choosing what to put into our mouths. Because step number 2, yes, we need the 90 essential nutrients, but you can't out supplement a bad diet. The diet is the foundation. Then we get the 90 essential nutrients. Step number 3, antioxidants, adaptogens, anti-inflammatories. Step number 4, digestive health for your gut lining as well as the gut microbiome. And then step number 5, wellness wonderland. That's all the things that are open to us that we can do for our health and wellness. All of those things have to be built on the foundation of the first 4 steps, and particularly step number 1. But let's talk about step number 2, the 90 essential nutrients. What are they? Well, 60 of them, that's 2/3 of the 90 essential nutrients are minerals. How many minerals are in your diet every day or your supplements? Take a look. I'll bet if you could get up to 20, you're lucky, right? But 60 essential minerals we need every day, 16 essential vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, and 2 to 3 essential fatty acids. And that word essential keeps coming up. Well, why? Well, essential means you need it, but medically, biochemically, biologically, essential means you cannot make it in your body. You have to take it in through food, good luck, trying to get them all, or through supplementation. So this is the supplement that I use every day. It's amazing because it's based on time duration nutrition. So we get the right nutrients in the right dosage at the right time of day. In the morning, you might not want to take a supplement that makes you relax. Or in the evening, you might not want to take a supplement that wakes you up, right? So it's good to split them out. And it's made a huge difference to me in optimizing my mornings and recharging my evenings. So what we discovered today, your personality traits influence how and why you move or don't. Aligning your fitness strategy with your psychological profile leads to better outcomes. And the key to transformation may not be changing who you are, but understanding and working with who you are. What's your big takeaway? Share it in the comments. What's one personality matched activity you will try this week? So here's an action step for you. Maybe you don't know where to start with the 5 M's or with the 5 steps to complete nutrition. Start here. Here's the health. This is the health hub. You go there, you take your health evaluation, or actually there are 3 steps that you complete. And this is your key to starting or getting access to the 90 essential nutrients that we need every day. Well, this is webinar 31, and this is absolutely not the topic we were scheduled to talk about today. I don't know, I might have to throw this schedule out the window because I keep seeing articles and studies that I have to talk about. So, but we are still going to be rotating through the 5 M's, and we're going to have a great rest of the summer, no matter what I talk about. So this is Dr. Lisa Singletary shedding light on the secrets. So thanks for joining us today. If you're here live, stay put because we're going to have a great Q&A session afterwards. And I just want to say I love you all, and I want you to keep moving with your own vibe. Mwah.